Welcome back to another episode of the House of Aquarius podcast. It is your favorite Aquarius here, Make a Wish, back to bring you another one. Alright, I did some thinking, and I have not done this sign yet, so let's bring them to the front stage, the place they actually like to be at. Libra woman, Taurus male. Let's talk about that dynamic. Alright, on the surface, we have one initiator cardinal sign, one fixed sign. Earth and air. Alright? So there's a possibility this might already be bad. Well, not bad, but start you off on the wrong foot. In this situation here, though, one of the good things about these two signs, zodiacally speaking, is that they have a lot in common. They both like the finer things in life. You know, the quality goods. Love to be in expensive, not so expensive, but like I said, particularly acquired taste restaurants. You know? So to share that in common, that's actually one thing that actually would help them, especially early on in the relationship, especially when if they were dating or going to see things, or doing like art exhibits or seeing theater plays and that kind of stuff. That's something that is, like I said, zodiacally speaking, sun sign only here. It's something they both look forward to and they both really appreciate. Oh, my feels. Well, but as I said though, these are two signs that have a contrast in the earth, because Libra is typically more social, the social butterfly. She is the social butterfly of the zodiac, whereas Taurus is one of the main homebodies. As I said before, if you actually listen to the sun sign episode of this, until Taurus gets fully acclimated into the life and they get everything squared away, they tend to be more not willing to be adventurous, that kind of stuff, So depending on what age we're talking in regards to these two signs being together, that could be something that could be a hindrance to the growth. Libra is the romantic of the zodiac. The best way to say it is not necessarily saying that they're not romantic, but they're more in love with the idea of being in love, with being romanticized. Like the feeling, the ambiance that all comes with it, the flattery, the general low notes, flowers, chocolates, that kind of stuff, And being a Taurus is known for being the more affectionate of the earth signs, depending on how the Libra woman is, she might actually get the full benefit of his actions and thoughts of how he's trying to portray things to her. Like I said, going on the classy dates or whatever, that's a good look for early on in the relationship. But as things settle in and things get a little more past the infatuation stage of the relationship, hey, sorry, there you go. That one hurt my feelings. That one, as you get more past the infatuation stage of the relationship, things might start to simmer down a bit, and things start to become more of the actual signs start coming more into fruition. Like Taurus is, like I said, a homebody. They tend to like to be. They prefer to be at home than be out. When they have the opportunity to do things. Situations, obviously, like I said, situations pending. Whereas that's something that can slowly start to get on the nerves of the social butterfly who likes to be out and about. Excuse me. Not so much that it's a big desire need. Oh goodness. 4-way flashing. Don't park in the street. Oh, sorry guys. I said that depending on the Libra and how the rest of the signs coordinate. I'm sorry, the rest of the placements coordinate in their chart, determine how big of an issue that might be. Actually, I do know some Libras who prefer to be home. You know, rather than be out and about. So like I said, that could be a little bit of a resisting piece as time goes on. Not necessarily that's true or not, or that's like a definitive thing. Or one issue that could come up is typically, I couldn't think of the word right there. The Libra is the diplomat of the zodiac. But even though they're diplomatic, they still want to get their way. They still want to do things. And with Taurus, if that man set his mind on certain things being a certain kind of way, stubbornness or obstinacy. Is that even a word? Obstinacy. It's a good word. That could be an issue because, like I said before, again, sun sign. If that Taurus isn't set the mind on doing things a certain kind of way or not trying to do something, you're not really going to get them to budge, and that could be a hindrance for the relationship in the long term. Because even though Libra has a tendency to be a more compromising in regards to not trying to offend or have someone unpleased in the relationship, they still want to have things have their way. They still want to do things. And that's actually one of the good things. One of the good things that if things were to be able to work out is that Libra is the sign of relationships. Libra work best in a relationship. If not, I should say that. They tend to be, especially, that's like one thing that makes it real easy for the Taurus to have a Libra for a long term, is because Libras actually revel with the idea of being in a relationship. Sometimes they may be in one a lot longer than what they should, toxicity wise. But if the Taurus is able to be a little more compromising, this actually can set things up to be a very strong, long-term relationship. Only problem with that is that, like I said, with Libra being infatuated with the idea of being romanticized and being in love, that also could be a hindrance too, because the Taurus, affectionate as it may be, they want to settle down. They want that long-term stable relationship. And in a situation with this, it's a good way to properly line things up, because these signs are both about the long term, in all honesty. I feel there's something I miss here that needs to be said. Oh, that's one thing. Actually, that's one thing. Depending on how affectionate this Taurus is, there may be a struggle in regards to how much flattery and romancing of the Libra will come to Libra's way as time goes on. And that's one thing that if the Libra isn't feeling like she's being romanticized or flattery given or any of that nature, it's kind of a turn off in the long run in regards to keeping them happy and perky. And in that regard too, well, that's one thing too, was Libra, being an earth signs are more about stability and for the most part, financial stability. Actually, Taurus is one of the strong financial, yeah. What would we want to say that they are the strongest financially stable people in the zodiac? That's a hard one to just assume right now. But with that being said, Taurus is known for collecting things. You keep hold of large amounts of money. Enter the Libra, who loves to spend. So they're gonna have the contrast of issues right there in regards to financial matters in the long term. That could be an issue. Again, like I said, I actually know a Libra too who's actually very frugal. And my own Libra, she's frugal. For people listening to the Spotify version, those are air quotes that you might have heard. Yeah. Frugal, but she's a big spender too. So that could be an issue, a cause of alarm later on in the long term for them, which is going to cause a lot of conflict and that kind of good stuff. Well, not good stuff. I'm trying to think. I feel like something else I'm missing. The Earth sign would definitely help stabilize the air sign, bring them more back to reality. Because actually, one of the biggest negative things that Libras have is they tend to be very indecisive. Taurus will help straighten them out a little bit, or help make them make better, faster decisions. Even though this indecisiveness will still be there, they will still question things and not feel always confident in decisions. I still feel like something I'm missing that was kind of vital. I don't know if it's vital or not, but being that the man, Taurus is a feminine sign, air quotes. They tend to be more introverted with their thoughts and not as, they're known as being quiet and prudent, and keeping the thoughts inside. Whereas the Libra is not fire sign. Sorry. Air sign, cardinal element. No. Sorry. Cardinal air sign. So they tend to be more initiating, outgoing, more outspoken. And also they're masculine as well, that sign is. So there's gonna be, when they have arguments, I would say the Libra probably cost them by saying or do things a little up front or louder first. I don't know, right now I'm doing a little too much speculating, so I'm going a little too far into deep waters of the potential qualms with the signs. But I do hope you guys enjoyed that, because as I'm talking, I'm thinking more about each sign and the little nuances. In all honesty, I want to make sure I end up with this, because I didn't do it the last, I think, 1 or 2 times, maybe 3, I'm not sure. But in the short term, this pairing is actually really good, like really good. They actually have a lot of strong dates, a lot of quick, great times, and from what I heard, the sex can be pretty good too. Well, what I've read, the sex can be pretty good too. For being affectionate, romanticized, and all that good jazz. Wine bottles and streamers just floating everywhere, you know, that kind of shit. Then but in the long run though, in the long term, if Taurus can be a little more compromising and be not stubborn and be more willing to go out to aid in the Libra's outgoing need. And on the flip side, if Libra can rein in a little bit, not be as spend happy, willing to stay inside a little more, or satisfactory enough for the Taurus. Excuse me. And learn to deal with not causing anguish with trying to force the stubborn Taurus to do things. They actually are prone to be able to have a long-lasting relationship. Happily. Most happily. I think, like, if I had to put on a scale, like I said, short term, 85%, first 1 to 6 months. Long term, just sun sign only, sun sign talking only here, I would probably put at, let's say, like a good 65 to 70% chance for a relatively not too conflictual long-term relationship. How long? That's up to me. That's up to y'all. You gotta do it too. And so on that note, I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys let me know down in the comments below how you feel about this, the depth of this nature, this information, this nature. And I'll see you in the next one. My friends, stay classy. Be you. Make a wish out.